Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to show you a time-lapse of my Tilia or Linden Fusion project, so let's start immediately. This Linden Fusion is doing really well. Well, of course it's not fusing at all, but it's growing quite well. But I think that it is maybe time to prune back to the new growth. So you see I have a branch here. This is the new growth, so I'm going to, this is also new, so maybe I can get rid of that. It will keep the tree a little younger. So same here, especially at the top. I don't want too much elongation. It will make the tree a little more dense. And I will have the possibility then to make a branch selection. So that's what I want to do now. It's not that I want this tree to be a triangle or something, but I want if you make it a little triangle, of course there's going to be more possibility for the light to come down at the lowest parts, and that's where you want the growth. So yeah, I think that's it. It's not bad, it's a big trunk. But it has to fuse, of course. That's why it should stay in the pot for at least a year or two now. This is the tree end of January, and well, it grew quite well, but I must say there's still not a whole lot of fusion here. So these lindens, well, they're a little bit of a problem when you want to fuse them. So that's why I'm tidying up all these pieces of wire here so that I have good contact. I also noticed that this branch, which is the main branch, is going in that direction, and I want to open this tree a little more. So I'm going to wire this one like so, so that need to find an anchor point, yeah, here. So that the tree opens a little more, because, well, lindens are trees that are really looking like a opening broom. So you want more than one top when you style a linden. So going to make this wiring as neat as possible, and of course always have to keep an eye on them, because, well, these things bite in really fast. So that's already a little better. A good thing with linden is that they are really flexible, they don't break. This branch, I can already start to open it up a little, so this piece has to come over there. So again, looking for an anchor point. I just want to push this down, and I'm going to double this. Like so. and wire this longer portion here. Okay, like so. That's better. Let me have a look. Yeah, so these ones should come up a little, but I'm not sure about this one. It should come to this side. Yeah. So I'm going to take another piece of wire for this one and for this one. I don't need to wire this completely, it's just the start of the branches that I need. So this one comes to here, which will fill up this space quite nicely. And this is an eye poker, but if I can turn it a little more like that, it becomes a side branch. So that's all I need to do. It's just giving this a starting direction. And this one, I need to get it up a little more. And as you see, I'm always supporting the branch that I'm wiring. It's quite a big wire for such small branches. Now this is too straight, of course, it's not attractive. I need to get some movement in it. And maybe bring it forward just a little. And this one comes to here. And I'm going to lift it a little. So I'm grabbing the wire, not grabbing the branch, like so. So let's have a look now. That's not bad. I got branches in every spot. This one might come a little higher, just a little. I'm going to stick my wire here inside this little hole that has not closed. I'm going to make a little turn around the trunk. It might be better. It's a weak branch, this one, so it really needs to grow. Now this tree has been sitting in this spot for a year or two now, so I think it's starting to be well established. So if the weather is with us, this might become a good growing season for this tree. Okay, so definitely I might use some more in the back here, but I have a few branches that will do the trick. Here I have two branches, but I cannot remove one because I need to get this gap closed here. So first this has to be closed, and then I can remove maybe this one and keep this one. So I'm going to apply a little wire here, and first I need to remove this wire that holds the fusion together. So this has to go. And I'm going to replace it with this one. right here. We'll make a little hook here so that the wire doesn't come off. And then get this little trunk into the hole where it's supposed to grow and fuse, and then apply some pressure with the new wire that I have here. And that's it. Okay, so hoping for some fusion this year. Just going to remove this dead stump here, which is not attractive. Like so. I think in the coming growing season I'll have to get rid of all the end tips, but there might still be a little frost in the coming week, so I don't think it's a good idea to do that right now, so I won't. Okay, little 360. And that's it. It's the last day of February today, and I'd like to do some work on the linden tree here. It's a beautiful day. It's t-shirt time. First time this year. So this is really great. So what I want to do is replace all the wires with raffia and add a little more tension, if I can, to the tree, and then probably get rid of all the terminal buds and see if I need to put some branches in the fusion or out of the fusion. So that's important, because you don't want too much low branches if they are not necessary. So it's not a complicated job, but it's certainly something that I want to do now. So before I start this, I had a look at it. The tree is holding all the soil together now, so it's starting to become pot bound, but it will be okay for at least another year, so no repot needed. I think this branch here is way too low, so I think I'm going to try to take it a little higher and just include it in the little trunks to make it fuse. These linden trees, they don't seem to fuse that easily, so I will be patient. That's all I can do. So I'm working my way up. And when I will reach the first wire, I'll have to come down a little, like so. So this is the first wire. I'm going to cut this. And remove it. I don't need a branch right here, so I'm going to take this one up too. this is a good first branch. So, well, I'm overall quite happy with this tree. It's a nice trunk shape. And it looks okay, I think. So now I will go back and tighten this already, so that I don't have a bad surprise if I want to do something else regarding the branches. So this is a part where I'm quite sure of. This is the base of the trunk where no branches will grow, so that's good. And then I need to have a look from here, so let's do that. So up to here the tree is now wired in raffia, and now I must take a decision. So this is, I think, a good branch, and well, this is good also, but it should come closer. This I will probably include in the fusion because I have a branch here that is okay, this one, and then this can become a branch, and this should come into the fusion. So I need to get these wires loose. It's difficult to get here, yeah. And the same here. They did their job for the winter, but now they should come off because there's too much biting in and scarring, and it causes all kinds of trouble. So I'm going to bind this together. Okay, so first of all we think, which is always a good idea when you want to do something intelligent. So this one should come out of the fusion. Then I have this that I want in, and I'm trying to get the trees next to each other. I'm not sure about this. Can be a branch, and this I will include in the fusion. So it comes here. This is a branch. This comes in the fusion. There's a dead stump here, it's not gonna help me. That's better. So this comes in the fusion. This too. This was a branch. See, you have to keep concentrating. So here I'm not sure. I have two branches here, and I think one's enough. So maybe, I don't know. Anyway, this is dead. What should I do? I keep this as a branch, or keep this as a branch, or keep both? I'm gonna keep both. I'm not sure if this is going to be a really interesting video, but I think I reached a point now where I have an idea how to make fusion happen a little faster than I used to. So for the fusion adepts here, it might be a good, interesting video. So this is where I want to be. So going back to make a knot. Now going to remove all the wires, and always supporting the branch when you do that, because it might break, and that would be a shame, of course. This is a little iron one that I can get rid of, like so. I wired this tree in autumn, so probably most of the branches will stay where they are supposed to stay, but you never know. So it would appear that we have a little fusion here. See if I can zoom in. Trying, yeah, here we have some fusion hop here, so that means that it works. So now need to do some more. And this is going to be a whole lot faster because, well, there's not a whole lot more that I can do. Just keep the things where they were, except maybe for this one. So a turntable is really handy for this job. You just wind the raffia around, and then every turn you apply some pressure. Yeah, I think I'm really getting somewhere this year. And once that everything starts to fuse, it's a question of working with cut and grow methods. Here I think that I should try to put this one in front of this, but I have a little dead stump, so I must remove that. And be careful because it's the fused part. Strange, this fused part looks dead. No, the top was dead, but not the whole tree. So if I can push this one over here, this is going to be very good. Yes. How should I do this? See, I have a fork here and then this one, so should I put it next or should I put it under? I'm going to put it under. And if they fuse like that, that's going to be a very strong part. So, going back to here now. So before I end this part, I'm just going to have a look and remove all the terminal buds on the long portions. So this should become a top. So maybe I can just leave a little wire here by just opening this up. So I make a strange looking construction here that just pushes everything open, so it's kind of Z shape. And you just make a little bend so that the tree doesn't glide away. And this leaves no marks, very few, like so. So I'm going to remove a whole lot of buds here, and this is a terminal one. Especially in the top I can be a little more selective. Because I want the lowest parts to grow best. I think that's it. Yes, this one. Okay. Ready to grow. We are entering the second week of April now, and as you see, the trees are doing quite well. Most of the trees have one or two buds that opened, but not all of them, so I hope that if it grows well, I can cut back everything a little shorter in May or June. But there are just two little branches that I want to position a little better, and it's this one. You see, it's growing back in the tree, so that's not good. And then there is this one that I'd like to open up a little more, like this. So I'm just going to use a little piece of electrical wire here, just to give it a small direction. So because the growing season started, it's absolutely not the best scenario to do a tight wiring, because, well, cutting in is never far away in this season, so that would be stupid. So it's going to be a very loose wiring, and it's always difficult to wire a tree when it has leaves. So it's going to be a really very loose wiring. But of course, the good thing in the season when you wire is that what you wire will stay in position very quickly. So probably this wire just will need to be there for a few months. So I'm going to push this one a little more to the side. This one is growing outward now. So that's it. So probably the next video on this tree will be in, yeah, well, May, June, I don't know. Or maybe I make it a time lapse like I did now, which is very nice. I enjoy watching time lapses of other people. So yeah, okay, well, in the meantime, thank you for watching and see you next time.